The Drunk Sports Podcast.
Hey, YouTube, what's going on? I'm driving around. If you're driving around and you're like, hey, I want to listen to a good podcast, and you pulled up YouTube for a little sound, then you're probably hearing my voice. It's time for Colby Sapp's News and Notes, which is brought to you by DSP Media, the Drunk Sports Podcast, because that's where you can find Colby Sapp's News and Notes, and also Kavla for Men, Kavla. That's right. Kavla for Men. It's powered by Testofen, which, by the way, is not the sexual organs of a male mermaid. I know. I asked them. Because I was kind of hoping they had a big-ass mermaid tank in the back somewhere. You know, because if they got male mermaids, they got to keep the male mermaids happy, and there's going to be some female mermaids. And I've always wanted to park my face in between the two seashells that, well, I've gone too far. But you're in News and Notes, so you're already too far. So be sure and like and subscribe. The thumbs up is the like. The subscribe is the button that says subscribe. Subscribe. I think I just said that wrong. That's okay. Somebody will edit that out or leave it in because it might be funny. And yeah, hit the notification bell. Comment too. I mean, I'm asking you to do everything. You're going to end up taking some Kavla and having some Testafins, which should make you swim better. Wait, that's not what they said. News and Notes is right now on your YouTube because, well, you clicked play. So all this is on you. All of it. Right now. So congratulations to you.
It's at a good angle, yeah, for sure.
I mean, you know, or a bad one.
Speaking of starfish bouncing up and down, Colby.
News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird
internets.
And by God, I found it. By the way, little headliner news in the world of John Wick, which I didn't get to in Mystery Shotgun, but I'll give you a little information here. Not only is Donnie Yen going to be joining John Wick 4, but it looks like the master of martial arts himself, Scott Adkins, is also going to make his way onto the movie. They're kicking around the idea of having him there. It should start shooting here within the next month, and we'll have the fourth installment of John Wick. By the way, Keanu is reportedly said he'll keep making movies, John Wick movies, until people stop seeing them.
Which will probably be never.
Never, because that's it. Just kick ass in the glass.
I can't wait for John Wick 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I mean, they've already had 2.
Damn it.
They've had 3.
That's true.
Boban was in 3.
Yep. So
there's that. Let's go from there to California, where wildfires are getting to be out of control again. Now, last time, most of us, except for, of course, hey, sorry about the things that are happening to your California place. But the thing that you guys maybe want to worry about is the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection announced Tuesday evening that, well, most of the pot farms that are in Northern California are about to be on fire.
Uh-oh.
So marijuana is coming from California. It may run your neighborhood florist a little out of his dope, if that's his chain where he's coming from. So if you're partaking in the Juana, you may want to go ahead and get you an extra little bit because it may not be there and he might be dry. And I know there's a few of you out there that love the DSP that also partake in the marijuana.
A little bit.
So giving you a little heads up. California might burn all your weed.
I hate when that happens.
So I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that. We'll go from there to, a fire inspector determined that a homemade explosive caused the damage to an apartment building. It seems that Lincoln Police, this is in Lincoln, Nebraska, they walk up to the 200 block of Adams Street at around 2:30 in the morning. They heard what they thought were possible gunshots inside. They found a broken out window, and then there was a lot of smoke in the air. Come to find out,
A half a stick of dynamite is what caused this explosion. No. Police say the disturbance was two residents arguing over. One guy wasn't picking up the dog poop that the dog was pooping on the grass, and the other guy thought he should. So, dog poop rolled into an argument that rolled into a half a stick of dynamite being lobbed into the other guy's apartment home. Nebraska. I didn't say Florida. Nebraska, where, by the way, did I tell you that I like to come up with what it is? It's a little robot that follows your dog around when you're walking them, and every time that it poops, it picks it up. Just a little robot.
You know what we call that? Kids.
No. I want to make the robot version of it, and I'm going to call it Bobo Baggins.
There.
So
you earned that one.
So there's that. Let's go from there to, hold on, as my phone runs on hamster power.
Internets.
Give me just a second. All right, so Thailand is having a little trouble getting tourists because of the whole COVID and all that.
Yeah.
The last place you want to go is Thailand because, if there's any kind of infectious disease that could possibly be on anything everywhere that you go, it might be Thailand. I'm just saying.
Did you live in Thailand?
Great food, great everything. Man, the folks there, they're super nice unless they don't like you. If they don't like you, you're not going to be happy in Thailand. But most folks would love you there. But so what they're going to do is they've covered a whole area of the beach, and they've tried to do as much sanitation, and they're doing the sandbox project. They're doing the sandbox project so that hopefully people will show up and start touring Thailand again. They're doing this in Phuket, Thailand. Phuket, Phuket.
I feel like there's a lot of cities over there that we could mispronounce.
You sure could. So the place to where they want you to come visit Thailand, even though that they might have a little bit of a pandemic problem, is a place called Phuket. So basically,
fuck it, Colby.
Fuck it, let's go. Let's go to Thailand, right? Let's just go. So if you're ever wanting to say, hey, where'd you go on vacation? You're like, man, I went to the Phuket sandbox.
Yep.
Go to Thailand because they have a sandbox in the city of Phuket.
What other pronunciation could there be? Phuket?
Phuket, maybe.
No.
But no.
That just sounds silly.
I like mine better.
Yeah, yours is better.
Let's go from there to Florida, where. Oh, excuse me. We're not going to Florida. Hold on. I've got to go to Indonesia. By the way, I used to live in Indonesia.
Yeah, one of those places.
But we're going to Papua, Indonesia. The reason why we're going there is because there is a place that's in Indonesia there in Papua that I had no idea about. But if you're a dude, if you've got a penis and you show up at this particular forest, you will be fined and jailed, because this particular forest is the sacred naked women only forest, which, by the way, there is such a thing on this earth as a naked women only forest. Just wanted to let you know, if you had a reason to try and go to Indonesia, this is one of those. To somehow sneak your way into the sacred naked women only forest. Just don't look at the pictures of some of the people that are really mad that people have been showing up at their naked women only forest. They don't quite look as inviting as what you would imagine. Because that lady's really mad. That lady particularly right there is really mad that you showed up in her naked women only forest.
I've had worse.
I don't think that's possible. I'm not calling you a liar, but I don't think that's possible. That's
pretty
lady's
bad.
That would be one of those to where if she were to be in the room and then all of a sudden start stripping naked, you might be able to file criminal charges for armed with a deadly weapon.
Terroristic threats.
That's right. That's right. Now let's go to Florida, where, well, the Ocala fire chief, who has filed a restraining order against his ex-wife, has now been fired from his position because his ex-wife, Miss Alexander, because Shane Alexander is his name, went on a naked rampage at a local Outback Steakhouse.
Oh no!
So you're there, you're enjoying your bloomin' onion. Somebody breaks out a good steak, and the next thing you know, there's a lady that's standing on the bar playing with the little man in the canoe at the Outback. By the way,
was she cute? Please tell me she was at least cute.
I mean, she's kind of cute. I can't see a face, but the body's okay.
I've definitely had worse than that.
So, as you can imagine, you're just chilling it out. Now, first of all, if you're just chilling it out back, you're either a regular there or maybe this is special occasion dining for yourself. Can you imagine the folks that are like, man, this is the month we're going to go to Outback. And they show up at Outback, and next thing they know, they've got some lady looking for the magic clam.
The magic clam.
In the middle of playing with the old ham wallet, just right there, right there. Just, yeah.
If you had ham wallet on your Drunk Sports Podcast bingo card tonight, you win.
You just automatically win. And last but not least, you ever heard that old tale that the reason why sharks go after like surfers and stuff is because they think that they're a type of prey. They look like a fish because the arms and legs are out, and you got the big tube section, and so they look like the prey for the shark. And the shark's not actually going after the peoples. It is something along that lines. I'm here to tell you that might be a lie, because not only did the shark just decide to go after somebody, but it's video, and I can share it onto the Facebook page and Twitter if you all guys want to see it. But there's a video out there. There's a tandem paraglider that's above the water being towed by a boat in the middle of the Red Sea, just chilling, just having a good old time, paragliding. They get about 6 feet off the deck of the water before they're about to be lifted back up again in the magical paraglider movement. Shark jumps out of the water Jaws style and snags this dude's foot from his shin down.
Wow.
Jumps out of the water and grabs him a floating snack. If you're telling me that, no, hey, you know what? The sharks think that you're what kind of fish did that shark think the parasailer was?
I think they're rising up, Colby. Jeff Kavanaugh's theory about the ocean, I'm starting to believe.
Right. Well, I mean, first it's going to be the whales, because
never go.
Because you know what starts the apocalypse is we actually find out that the whales can talk. We start talking to them, and then they start telling us about all the stuff that happened before we got here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, before you got here, there was other people that were here, and then everybody's just completely messed up because the aliens landed and planted human seeds on the earth, and that's how we end up growing from. And they're coming back to get us later because now we're good enough to work in their factories.
Yep, we're older now.
Yeah,
we've learned.
So there you go. So sharks just a flying snack. It's like somebody running across a party with an hors d'oeuvre tray.
Yep.
And somebody just snatching a bunch off there. They just snacked them a leg. So that video is out there, and that's also news and notes, everybody.
Thank you, Colby Sapp. This is the Drunk Sports Podcast live from Tailgaters in Plano. That's going to wrap everything up for us.
I don't think I set the record for how many times I said penis.
No, you didn't. We need to work on that for next. We need to establish what the record was.
Oh, you know what? I'd need somebody to actually count it again because it was in the teens. I'll tell you that.
We need that audio. But yes, live from Tailgaters as we are each and every Wednesday. We invite everybody to come out and hang out with us, have some shots, have some drinks, have some wings. Colby, 65-cent bone-in or boneless wings here at Tailgaters at Plano every Wednesday. And I'm going to go ahead and handle the close of the show, if you don't mind, Colby.
All right.
I don't know if you guys follow me on social media. You know, indeed, that I have lost a couple of dear friends. 2 of them since Saturday. One to an accidental drowning, and one to a massive heart attack. Younger than me, by the way. Went to school with him. He was in the class behind me. He's about a year younger than me. And so I just would like to remind everybody out there that if you need to even be reminded for this at this point, life is short.
It is.
It's unpredictable. You never know what is going to happen from one moment, not even every day to the next, from one moment to the next in this world in which we live. So just make sure that if there's people that you care about, and I hope there is, if there's people in your life that you love, that are dear to you, that are important to you, please, please, please take every moment possible to make sure that those people know that, and that they know how you feel about them, and to know that they are important to you.
Damn
because
right.
You never know when the last time you see that person is going to be. And it could be, you never know. And you could be heartbroken if it's unexpected. So please keep that in mind as you go about your day, as you go about your work week with your work coworkers, family, friends, dear loved ones, whoever it is.
I also, real quick, I told this gentleman that I would bring this up on the podcast. I almost forgot about it, and you bringing that up actually added to my memory banks and made me go, "Hey, you said you told this gentleman you were going to say something about it." So, a listener from the KNC days that have been listening to us here at DSP Media, his name is Kenny Kozar.
Hey,
Kenneth Kozar. He is setting up a GoFundMe I wanted to tell you guys about. He's 20 years of being diabetic, and he's had pancreatitis, amputations, complete kidney failure, and he needs some. Of course, when you get to that point, a lot of times insurance companies start giving up on certain things, and he's got a big surgery that he needs to have happen. So if you've got $1, if you've got a dime, if you've got anything to throw at Mr. Kenneth Kozar, that's appreciated. If you don't, maybe you have a rich buddy that does, and you just want to say, hey, there's a guy out there that needs a little something to get him back on the healthy straight and narrow. I will be sharing that to my Facebook and Twitter, but I wanted to let you guys know first. Kenneth Kozar, search down his GoFundMe and take a look at it, because if we can rally behind somebody, let's all rally behind before we end up having to say goodbye to somebody that we could have rallied behind.
Very well said, Colby. And I followed his exploits on the 105.3 The Fantolo page on Facebook, on that group.
Yeah.
So if you guys are members of that page, that Facebook group over there, you will see him. And I've allowed him to. I wouldn't say no, of course, to post that on the page and try to get as many people to know about it as possible. Colby's going to post it on his social media. I'll make sure it gets on mine and on the Drunk Sports Podcast social media as well. If you guys have any questions about any of it, reach out to me or Colby on, I don't know, Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
Text into the show next week, and we'll talk to you about it then, too.
Right.
But that's going to do it for the Drunk Sports Podcast. Colby, it's been fun. I appreciate you.
Random poses.
Everybody. I'm not lifting my shirt up. We will see everybody next week here live from Tailgaters. Until then, we'll see you.
The Drunk Sports Podcast.